people share. Let's just seal that in with a breath. So just take a deep breath in with your nose and exhale it out through your nose. And just notice both feet on the floor. Or if you're in a cross-legged position, just notice the weight of your seat against the chair. Just grounding into this present moment right here, right now. And take another breath in and a breath out with a sigh. So inhale. You are exactly where you need to be. Right here, right now. So, I really resonated with so many people and I love the colors. But Kristen, I wanted to share a story. So I have the privilege of working with kids, but I really feel like this is relatable to everybody. But I was in a 6th grade class a few years ago. And week 4 of an 8-week program, we introduced a toolkit called reframing, which is when kids have to think of something that they've been upset by, and then the other kids have to find a way to kind of transform it from a negative to a positive. So I'm in the 6th grade class. These kids are 12, about that. And one of the little boys, cute little redhead, said, I am shy. I'm shy and I don't have a lot of friends. And so the other kids jumped to that and they were like, it's really hard to be outgoing. Sometimes you just have to say hello or ask what you're having for lunch. And they had all these great ways for him to come out of his shell. And then we do another round a little bit later when everyone's done. And the little boy who said he was shy shared again. He said, what if I don't have any friends because I was mean to everyone when I was in kindergarten? So if you think about that, he'd been carrying that around since he was in kindergarten. He's now in 6th grade. So I think the amazing thing was all the kids couldn't believe that that's how he saw himself. They were like, no, you're great. And they were like, you're good at sports. We love hanging with you at lunch. They had all these positive comments that just gave his nervous system such a great hug, right? I love what you said. So Kristen, I think what we have in life is we have all of these moments, right? Where we have stories in our head that get stuck and, maybe don't get resolved. But what happened to this 6th grader after he was able to receive that feedback from everybody? And, the teacher and I were able to say, sometimes when we have experiences really young, they happen to open our hearts so that we won't treat people like that, or we won't allow ourselves to be treated like that again. And for this little 6th grader, when all the people gave him such positive feedback, he sat up straighter. His color returned to his cheeks. He just became alive. And I think that's what the power of community does. And all of us have something that we haven't processed. There's a lot of underlying underneath the surface because that's life. We go through as humans and we encounter these situations that, rip our hearts apart sometimes. And sometimes they happen when you're 5 in kindergarten, and sometimes it just happened yesterday. The point is what these tools do is when you practice them on a regular basis, the hurt or the feelings that come in so powerfully no longer have such attachment to our physical being. So for example, even last night, I have a teenage daughter. I live in Port Washington, New York, and she goes to high school here, and she's had the sniffles and not sure with COVID to send her in, not send her in. So I kept her home yesterday. Not COVID, but just in case. And, she comes to me in tears at the end of the night. She's like, gosh, Mom, you're just the worst. You're so, and she lists all the things that drive her nuts. I work in the dining room, so she can't watch TV at night. You're all the horrible things that I've inflicted on her. And I was not laughing, but almost able to be wow, so grateful that her list of infractions was so gentle. And okay, if the worst thing I'm infringing on her is her TV time while I'm working and hosting calls in our dining room, then life isn't so bad. But what that tells me, and I hope to convey to you, is everybody's got something, whether it's, a slight infraction that's causing her tears. I mean, she clearly feels it deeply. But so when those moments happen in real time, instead of me taking it personally or being like, reactive, I can just give her a hug and be like, yeah, that it sucks that mom works from home sometimes. And it sucks when you're home from school sick that you have to like endure my work, you know? So sometimes community is really where the heart is. So I just want to encourage Ben to continue this because that's just really, I think, where you find the next step of engaging in real time, how to make these practices put into real life. So without further ado, that was a long-winded story I didn't anticipate telling. Think about just in this moment with your feet firmly planted on the ground and your seat in some kind of chair, on a scale of 1 to 5, how you're feeling on a stress scale. Is it, or an anxious scale, or even a happiness scale? 1 being, you know, not very anxious or not very stressed, and 5 being like maxed out. So somewhere in that number range, I want you to bring your awareness to your current present state. And I bring up the word awareness because really all these tools, the hug for your nervous system, the ability to breathe, the ability to, kind of engage in real time action, is just having the perspective to pause, and then an awareness settles in so that you can choose the next right action. And that might be doing these techniques we're about to jump into, or it might be calling a friend, or it might be calling Ben. But it's just nice to know that the more you practice on a regular basis, the awareness brings you into the present moment and away from the stories, away from transporting yourself from the past where you might have had some infraction of wounding, or the future where you're worried about not getting things done in enough time. Like I know the veterinarian who is overwhelmed at work. I can only imagine the pressure of time that we all are up against. And that's where a lot of stress comes in. So I'll be working with 3 techniques today, and hopefully one of them will resonate. And if you'd like more information, Ben can give you instructions on how to expand on these techniques. But the first one, I'm just going to start with a simple body scan so we can be here together in our heart center in the present moment. And you can choose to close your eyes, or you can leave them open and just gently gaze at the kind of whatever's in front of you, the desk or the coffee table or whatever's right in front of you. Just softly gaze there. And as we inhale and exhale through the nose, you're just going to listen to the sound of my voice, or you're going to pay attention to the temperature of your breath as it comes in the nose and out the nose. Or maybe you can, when the thoughts kind of jump in or the noises like pull you out of distraction, that's a gift. Always think about those 80,000 thoughts we have every day as a gift, because it gives us an opportunity to pull ourselves back to the attention of the seat, our weight of the seat against the chair, the feet as they are grounded into the floor, the breath as it comes in and feels cool or warm on the inhale and exhale. So when those thoughts start to kind of jump around or something distracts you, just pull yourself back to the sound of my voice or those cues. So without further ado, just take a nice breath in and a breath out. And again, if it feels comfortable, close your eyes. And I want you to focus all your attention on your feet. And I want you to gently lift 1 foot off the ground and make a nice circle. Make a nice round circle with your foot. Maybe as you inhale and exhale, your movement follows your breath. And then on your next inhale, switch the direction of your circles. And slowly lower your foot to the ground and lift your other foot up and do a nice circle with the opposite foot. Taking a breath in and a breath out. And then on your next inhale, reverse direction and go the opposite way. Taking a breath in and a breath out. And then slowly lower your feet to the ground and notice that the soles of the feet are the souls of our existence, connecting us to earth. And sometimes the simplest solutions are where we need to go. So when we feel really anxious, sometimes just taking a walk, paying attention to how our feet feel as they hit the earth is a really great tool to calm the mind. Now take a breath in and a breath out and bring your attention to your knees. And if it feels comfortable, you can put your hands on your knees and give them a little squeeze, a little actual massage. And take a breath in and a breath out. The knees move us forward through life. They take us on all of the adventures, walking, standing. They get us out of bed, they put us back in. And they don't need a to do list or a check sheet or a patient list. It's just something the body automatically performs whenever we need to lift our legs. So, just for a moment, be really grateful for the work our knees do for us. And take a breath in and a breath out. And now bring your attention to your hips. Notice the weight of your body against the seat. Notice your posture if you're leaning forward or back. Maybe just find a comfortable seat. And then on your next inhale, I want you to just make a nice circle with your upper body around your hip flexors, around your hips. And again, maybe you pair your breath with movement, inhaling halfway and then exhaling as you come around. The hips and the lower back are often a source of pain for people because we have such a support system here. The hips support the body, they support the lower back. On your next inhale, reverse your circle. Maybe noticing if there's any sensitivity in either hip, just pause and put some breath there. The body has such a wisdom, and often when we slow down, we can hear it and we can attend to its needs. So slow your roll and take another breath in and a breath out. And bring your attention to your belly. And maybe you place both hands right over the belly button, or you can leave them seated in your lap. And just do a nice inhale and exhale. Maybe you notice that when you breathe in, your belly expands, and when you breathe out, it falls. Just leaning into the rhythm of our body, right here, right now. And take a nice breath in and a breath out. And then move your attention to your heart, the center of compassion for ourselves and for others. And take a nice breath in and a breath out. And close your eyes in just this moment if they're not already. And I want you to imagine a person, place, or thing that you really love. Just putting yourself in the heart center, reminding yourself of how much you do in the world, how often you give. And then I want you to imagine a younger version of yourself. And I want you to send that younger version of yourself peace, kindness, happiness, knowing that everything that happened was exactly as it needed to be in order to create the kind human you are here today. All the collection of life experiences, all the hurts and the woundings and the loves and the accomplishments, all of those were vital to transform your heart so that you can be the giver of light. So take a breath in and a breath out. Now I want you to imagine a family member, a neighbor, maybe someone on this call, and just send them well being, peace, and happiness. And take another nice breath in and a breath out. And I want you to extend that love to everyone in Texas, all the parents who've lost their children, to anyone who's suffering in this moment. Offer them peace, well being, happiness. And taking a breath in and a breath out, I want you to extend that heart to the entire globe. The world needs more of this compassion. It needs more of our ability to be compassionate, not just to ourselves, but to others in their wounding. So, sending that love and light of peace, well being, and happiness out to the world. And then on your next inhale, I want you to imagine that you're in space looking down on Mother Earth, seeing her beautiful forest greens, the sage greens, the blues of every color in the sky and in the oceans, the white wisps of clouds as they circumnavigate the globe. And I want you to send Mother Earth all of the heart and the care so that the environment, the air we breathe, the gratitude with which we are still living is really in large part solely due to Mother Earth. So just send her appreciation right now. And on your next inhale, return back to the globe and see them with care, every human on the planet. Return back to the state of Texas, to the small town that was devastated just the other day. Return back to the people on this call who are all exactly where they need to be, with kind, open hearts, and a thirst for knowledge, safety, being seen. And take a breath in and a breath out and return back to your small child, the version of yourself, maybe not unlike that little boy who carries all the weight. And just for a moment, allow it to be seen and send love for all the work that little child is doing for you. Still to this day, holding tight, keeping you safe, making sure that you are able to function as best you can. And take a breath in and a breath out. And now bring your attention back to a person, place, or thing that you love, that offers you the kindness that you offer them. And now take a breath in and just return back to yourself, imagining that you are love, you are light, offering yourself well being and peace just for this moment. Being grateful for everything that you do, for all that you offer the world, for being here, for showing up for yourself. Just take a moment to be grateful for yourself. And breathe in and breathe out. Now bring your attention to your shoulders, holding the weight of the world. They do a tremendous amount of work for us. So, in your next inhale, just slowly roll them towards the screen, bringing your shoulders in a nice roll towards the screen, rolling them forward. Maybe your movements are timed with your breath. Maybe you slow them down. See how that feels. Marveling at how our body can respond to our commands by just a thought. Now, your next inhale, I want you to reverse the direction of your roll, but pull your shoulder blades closer together, opening up that heart space as you continue to roll your shoulders back. See how close your shoulder blades can get together. You might hear your neck pop, or you might notice some sensitivity. Just add a little extra breath. And you can slow the roll and take a nice inhale and exhale. And on your next inhale, just gently drop your chin to your heart and breathe in and breathe out. Maybe you notice the back of your neck is a little stiff, or maybe it feels loose. Just bringing awareness to how you feel right now. Your next inhale, just gently roll your head around your shoulders. We're doing another neck roll, another roll, this time with our neck. Again, maybe timing it with your breath or going at your own pace. The wonderful thing about a body scan is it's your practice. You can choose to participate in any way that feels comfortable for you. You can pause and do any of these movements at any time during the day. And then your next inhale, switch the direction of your roll, going in the opposite direction. And then when you're ready, bring your head to an upright position and just take a breath in and bring your shoulders to your ears. Put a smile on your face and then slowly exhale them down the back, bringing them as far away from the ears as you can. And then bring your attention back to your smile, back to your jaw. And take a breath in with a smile and a breath out with a smile. The beautiful thing about a smile is it produces happy chemicals that tell your brain that it's happy, even if you aren't feeling happy in the moment. So, even if your smile is just a gentle internal one, it still has the same counteractive effects that reduce the stress. It also relaxes the tension around the jaw. And if someone sees you smiling, it's contagious, the best kind. So, take another breath in with a smile and out. And then bring your attention to your eyes and just squeeze them closed and release. Just noticing that you can relax your forehead, soften your ears. Notice that your shoulders have been released and your lower back is relaxed. And take a nice deep breath in and a breath out. And we're just going to sit in this momentary relaxation, sealing in the silence for 30 seconds. I'll keep track of the time. You can notice your breath or feel the weight of your body against the chair. And then when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. And wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can open your eyes. Mm. And now we're going to jump into the next practice. We're just going to start building some energy back to that relaxation. Ask you to tap, tap, tap your head. We're just going to do a little tap dance on the head, saying, hey, thoughts, I got you. I know you may be really busy in there, but that's not all there is to me. So then come to your temples, do a little gentle tapping. And then come to your forehead in the center and just gently tap. And tap under your eyes. Noticing it. If in the transitions you start to hold your breath, I do all the time. And just return your attention back to your breath and playfully just be like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting to breathe. That happens. And then tap your jaw. And tap under your nose, the Cupid's bow. And tap down your neck. You're going to tap your chest. Just going to like add more engagement into the lungs. Inhaling deeply and slowly exhaling. Take a deep belly breath and then slowly let it out. That's an easy tip, to take a deep belly breath and slowly let it out anytime you feel anxious. Slow exhale really helps calm the nervous system. So the next point, we're going to actually massage. There's a clavicle bone that's kind of like right where the throat and the bone and the shoulder meet. There's like a little indentation. And you're just going to press and rotate there. And take a breath in and a breath out. And you might not have the exact right spot, but there actually is a 3-inch radius. So anywhere you're pressing, if you're just present to the sensations under your fingers, is exactly where you need to be. And then we're going to switch to the other side. Just that like right towards the shoulder bone, there's like a little indentation. And what you might notice is that one side feels different than the other, or you might feel that, it feels really good. In Eastern philosophy, they believe that the internal organs actually correspond to external points, and that helps release energy and revive yourself. So take a nice breath in and a breath out. Extend your arm. We're going to tap from shoulder to fingertip. We're going to go down the arm, tapping, and then we're going to tap up the arm. And it's a gentle tap. It's almost like a loose wrist flap. It's like a very gentle tapping. And as we do this tap, I want you to let your body know that you're listening. So silently say, I'm listening. And then I want you to let your body know you're online. You're coming online. And that you value what it has to say. And give your shoulder a little tap. I don't know, it's like end of day, like that usually is my sensitivity spot. Thanks, shoulder. Give yourself a pat on the back. I mean, you've been doing great so far, so you've had a great day. Pat yourself on the back. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring your hand, your 5 fingers to an upright position. And you're going to just gently circle each finger in one direction and then the next. And you're going to gently squeeze and pull the tip. And you're going to take a breath in and a breath out here. And you'll do this to each finger. And take a breath in and a breath out. And then you're going to take the opposite thumb and place it right in the palm of the opposite hand. And take a nice breath in and a breath out. And press and rotate here. This is something you can do in your office, at your desk, at home, anywhere that you're feeling stressed. This little self-massage point is the digestive system, which maybe you've heard of the rest and digest in the nervous system. That's the calm system. This point right here is the key to just settling that hug that your nervous system would like to have. It also corresponds with digestion, which does mean if you've had a big lunch, it's helpful to rub here too. So take a breath in and a breath out. And then trace your thumb to the base. And it feels like a puppy's paw or a cat's paw. And just press and rotate, taking a breath in and a breath out. This spot is the heart. It's the center of compassion. It's what the world needs. It's what you need. It's what I need to be loved and to love. It's the truth and the way. Taking a breath in and a breath out. You're going to make an L with your hand and kind of flip it over. And right on the opposite side, in between your index finger and your thumb, you're just going to press and rotate here. This is the base of the neck. So if you ever have migraine headaches or any kind of tension headaches, more so for tension, this really helps relieve the pain at the base of the neck. It's also helpful with the small intestine, so it's good for digestion too. And that adrenal fatigue you were mentioning, Nathan, this is another great spot to help the kidneys and the adrenals just have a little bit of a pause. So take a breath in and a breath out here. And you're going to trace the thumb 2 fingers below the wrist. And you're going to find there's a bone and a tendon. So right in between the two, you're just going to press and rotate. And you can hold your hand any way that feels comfortable. I'm just giving you this position for demonstration purposes. This is the circulation point. So as we transition into summer and you find yourself in air conditioning and you're cold, this is a great place to warm up. It's also a really terrific spot if you're feeling like an energy slump in mid-afternoon, just to kind of press and rotate to get the energy flowing again. And then from shoulder to fingertip, we want to swipe it away. That negative self-talk, any critical thinking, anything that doesn't serve us, anything that little girl was holding on to or that little boy was holding on to that doesn't make sense anymore, that we don't need, let it go. Right here, right now. Out, out, out. Let it go. We're going into the weekend and it's going to be sunny and fun, maybe. So I hold the possibility that letting all this go will clear the way for sun. We're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. We're going to tap down the arm to the fingertip and then tap back up towards the heart. Noticing if you hold your breath, take a breath in and a breath out. I do, by the way. So breathing in and breathing out, letting your body know that you're listening, that you value what it has to say. And then tap the shoulder, give it a nice little massage in the back. Pat yourself on the back, rub your shoulders if you need to. Maybe you notice one side is so different than the other. Just having that awareness is what we're looking to build on today. And when you're ready, you can bring a 5, give me a high 5. And you can take each finger and rotate in one direction, then another. And then squeeze and pull the tip. And then when you're ready, take the opposite thumb and place it in the center of your palm and just press and rotate. Taking a nice breath in here and a breath out. Hugging your thumb if that feels good. Noticing how supported you are by the chair, by the earth, by your body. And then when you're ready, trace the thumb side of your palm. Place your finger right at the base, just pressing there gently and rotating. Easing the energy around the heart, allowing for more of that compassion to flow. Taking a breath in and a breath out. And then when you're ready, make an L with your hand and flip it over and then just find the middle ground between the thumb and the pointer finger and press and rotate. Maybe your shoulders have gotten back up to your ears like mine have. And gently notice that and bring him down. Taking a breath in and a breath out. And then when you're ready, trace your thumb all the way down, 2 fingers below your wrist. And gently press and rotate here, that center of circulation. Breathing in, breathing out. Softening your eyes, relaxing your shoulders, loosening the belly. Then when you're ready, from shoulder to fingertip, take away anything that no longer serves you. Swipe it away. Let it go. It is out, out, out. Thank you. Next. Thank you. Next. And then it's my favorite thing to do to end this is I want to have you, of course, bring your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care, because that's how we like roll the end of a practice. But wait, I've got something in store for us. So wave our hands in the air and shake them like we just don't care. And then we little dance party. I mean, it is time to just enjoy living. Enjoy the fact that we're able to lift our hands above our head and wave them like we just don't care. Oh, we'll do 30 more seconds of this. Shake your legs, shake your shoulders, shake anything that needs moving. Shake it out. So I would love to just hear how everyone's doing. That scale of 1 to 5, just check back in. Bring some awareness to if that number has changed or if it's the same. With all of these tools, we're just looking to bring more awareness to you, insight into how your wisdom likes to be greeted. That's the goal. Always. Yeah, I have another practice, but Ben, we're at 4:00, so I'd love to take questions, but what would you like next?
Let's see, quick show of hands. Does anyone, or first of all, Cathy, do you have a hard stop at 4, or could you go a little bit longer?
I just have to take my daughter to the orthodontist. So I do have to leave in like 10 minutes, but I have enough time for definitely questions and maybe another practice.
So let's do some questions. Maybe go around. Just put your hand up, and I'll call on you, and we'll take a few questions. And you just want to share your experience. Do you feel any changes? I certainly do myself. It's amazing how just directing our awareness and then letting things go can transform the way you feel. I'll kick it off. I'll say I was probably at like a 3 or 4 in the beginning of like just feeling a little bit of internal anxiety, and probably down to a nice comfortable 2 right now. So 50% reduction, which is huge. Yeah, questions. So just by show of hands, if you don't have your camera on, you can also raise your hand with the little reaction buttons like this.
Oh, I see a hand up.
Ramton. Yeah. Cathy, you go ahead. Call on whoever you see. You can,
yeah, actually, I don't have a question. I just want to say that was great. That was like I want to echo what Ben said. That was like a perfect midday. Much needed. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the exercises, especially throughout my hands. It's just you don't realize where they connect. They connect to so many other places. So I appreciate the exercise.
Very welcome.
Yeah, Lindsay, saw your hand pop up first. Go for it.
Thank you so much, Cathy. I feel happier. I just feel like it made me realize how little I pay attention to my body. And feel like I could also take a nap because I'm relaxed. Thanks.
Nice. Joe, I saw you had your hand up.
Oh yeah, I can echo that, Lindsay. And also I just wanted to thank you so much, Cathy, because I too feel a 50% reduction in all the anxiety that I was dealing with this morning, doctors and stuff. So it was great. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazingly empowering how we have that, ability to shift our state and take back that ownership of like how we feel, as opposed to letting ourselves helplessly be pulled along by whatever events are going on. So yeah, I'm glad you guys are picking up on that as well. I saw some other hands. Well, Jackie, go for it.
Well, as soon as we started, and Cathy said, put your feet on the ground and feel the ground, feel the connection. I started to yawn, not because I was bored, but because I realized all the tension I was carrying. So I thought, oh my God, just something simple like that can help relax you anywhere during the day. So thank you very much for making us aware of all the different exercises. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Katie, I saw your hand go up.
Yeah, I just wanted to kind of give just a little like how this felt to me and logically what I'm very much in my head all the time, and I think a lot of you guys are too, but kind of logically how this felt for me. When I experience symptoms, and this might be like some of you, I tend to immediately leave my body and go into my head to try to make sense of what's happening, right? Like if I can just figure out what's actually happening, then I can, reduce what's happening, right? And it was so powerful to just be able to be like, no, I'm going to stay in my body. And I think that's a good thing to apply when we're having symptoms too. Like, stay with this. It's okay. Like, it's not, obviously if there's something major happening, seek some help, but like those symptoms that make us so uncomfortable and trigger us and make us go into our heads, like it's okay to be present in our bodies with them, and then also kind of working through the techniques that will ease our stress and ease the tension. So I thought it was really powerful. Thank you.
Yeah, second that. I think we're all kind of, our go-to is our heads, right? And we try and think our way out of the unpleasantries, but we sometimes forget that we also have this whole instrument here that we can use to just release and relax, and sometimes that's ultimately just what needs to happen.
Ben, this is Aaron. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I kind of apologize, but Ben will appreciate this. You might hear the ocean in the background. So
no apology there.
I decided to double down and do this exercise in my happy space. And so one of the things that really came forward for me, which I believe affects all of us on some level more than a lot of us realize, is the tonality or just the voice inflection that both of you hold as you were guiding us through this is such a, I believe, a key ingredient in how much it allows us to let go, especially for me, of whatever that anxiety is, because it doesn't show up as a threat as it's being shared with me. And to be able to do it in a group environment for someone like myself also, I say positively forces me to stay the course, because I feel like on some level, I don't want to let the group down. I can easily opt out if it's just me doing a guided meditation on my own.
Yeah, great point. Cathy, any thoughts about that, Cathy? Because you lead a lot of groups, and yeah.
Yeah, Nathan, thank you for sharing that. My goal is always to be a channel for heart. My goal is that you feel the care that you deserve to have feelings for yourself in that way. So it's nice that you picked up on that. Yeah, that's the goal whenever I enter a session, is to channel the heart, to extend it to each of you as a reflection.
Beautiful.
Yeah. All right. Cathy, thank you so much for joining us and for guiding us through this. Yeah, I really feel totally relaxed, and I think everyone else does too. So guys, if you want to just unmute, we'll say our goodbyes, and we'll have to have you back. That would be amazing to do a few more exercises.
Yeah,
And,
I'll come back, and then you send them all the stuff I sent you, the 2 like little check sheets, just so they have like some other guides.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For honoring yourself.
Yes,
Thank you
thank you
very
guys so
much.
much. All right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Cathy.
Have a wonderful weekend.